By the end of this video, you will know what a variable is in Java and the 4 important rules that you have to follow when creating Java variables. A variable in Java is just like a container in which you can store the data so that you can use that data again later whenever you need it, right? But every variable has 3 parts, and that is type, value and name. Now if I write here x semicolon, here I am telling Java, hey, I have a container whose name is x. But before I put anything inside this container, Java needs to know what type of data I am going to store. Am I going to store integer or a character or string or some other type? I will simply write here integer int, right? Now this is called variable declaration. I just declared a variable and its type, but I haven't put any value inside x yet. So how do I put a value inside it? Just simply write here x is equal to, for example, 800, right? And then semicolon. And now this is called variable initialization. This is where we give x its first value, which is 800. Now how to print value of x? Just write here s out shortcut and now write here x. Now run this code here. As you can see, I got the output, which is what, 800. But wait, there is another way to do this, and this is actually very common in Java. So instead of writing this, I can simply write here integer x is equal to, for example, 200, right? Now here I am declaring the variable x, and at the same time I am giving it its first value, which is 200. Now if I run the program, I got the output 200, right? Okay, can we change the value of a variable? The answer is absolutely yes. But how? Just write here x is equal to, for example, 100 and then semicolon. Now do not write here int again. Why? Because I already told Java that x is an integer, right? Int. So I don't need to declare it again. I'm simply saying, hey, x already exists. I just want to give it a new value. And now I will print value of x again, right? Just run this code. As you can see, I got 100, right? Now guys, one thing here is very important, and that is when we give a variable its first value, we call that initialization. For example, on line number 7, you can see this x is equal to 200, right? But if the variable already has a value and we give it another value, that is assignment. For example, line number 9. Here, we are not initializing x again, we are simply assigning a new value to it. Okay, now what will happen if I write here integer, for example, int, right? Now, as you can see, I'm getting compile time error saying variable x is already defined in the scope. Now what does scope mean? Now see here, in this example, everything inside these curly braces belongs to the same scope. And the moment I type here integer int, Java is thinking that I'm going to create one more variable but with the same name. And it's saying, sir, I'm so sorry, duplicate variable names are not allowed in the same scope. Now guys, I'm going to create two variables and we'll do some addition. For example, integer x is equal to 500 and integer y is equal to 200. Now how to add them? Just write here s out and write x plus y. Very simple. Now run this code here. As you can see, I got the output, which is what? 700. You can also do subtraction. Just write here minus. Just write here minus. Now run this code again. As you can see, I'm getting 300. Rule number 1 is a variable name cannot start with a number. For example, if I write here integer 1 age is equal to 20 and integer 2 student is equal to, for example, 40, this is not allowed, right? All of these are invalid because the variable name starts with a number. But you can use numbers in between or at the end of the variable name. For example, if I write here integer age 1 is equal to 30 and integer student 2 is equal to 500. Now these are valid in Java, right? Rule number 2 is a variable name cannot contain spaces or most special symbols except two symbols. Now, for example, I cannot write here integer my space age is equal to 20, right? This is not allowed. And same is the case, I cannot use here, for example, string student at the rate name is equal to Danish. This is not valid, right? At the rate is not allowed. And same is the case, hash is also not allowed. And in fact, if I write here integer total hyphen Marcus is equal to 500, for example, this hyphen is not allowed. And same is the case, exclamation mark is also not allowed. For example, if I write here exclamation, this is not allowed. But there are two special symbols that Java does allow, and that is underscore and dollar sign. For example, now if I write here integer my underscore age is equal to 20, this is valid. And same is the case if I write here integer dollar and total is equal to 400, this is valid. Although underscore and dollar are allowed, but we normally do not use dollar in our variable names. And instead of using underscores, Java programmers normally prefer camel case. Rule number 3. Java says choose any name for your variable but do not use our built-in keyword names. Why? Because they have some meaning in Java. So if I write here integer class, for example, is equal to 30, right? This is not allowed because the class is a keyword in Java. And same is the case if I write here integer public is equal to 500. This one is also not allowed. And same is the case if I write here integer static is equal to 700. This one is also not allowed because they are keywords in Java. Rule number 4 is Java is case sensitive. Now what does that mean? It means Java treats uppercase and lowercase letters as different. For example, if I write here integer age is equal to 20 and integer age is equal to 40 and integer age is equal to, for example, 50, right? Now although they look same, but Java sees them as three different variable names. That is the meaning of case sensitive. Rule number 5 is actually not a rule but a good programming practice, and it's called a naming convention, which means when our variable name has more than one word, we normally use camel case. That means the first word starts with a lowercase letter and every new word starts with an uppercase letter. For example, I'm going to take first this example, right? How to write it in camel case. Just write here string student name is equal to ABC, right? And same is the case, I will write here string user name is equal to XYZ. And same is the case, how to write this bank account number in camel case. Just write here string bank account number is equal to, for example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? And guys, these are called naming conventions. And if you found this helpful, do like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.